Dear viewers, my dear students, my dear learners and well-wishers, thank you everybody from the core of my heart. And I like to congratulate you because your success is that of mine. And today I like to deliver a lecture on the sequence of tense, which is the most important topic, is one of the most important topic in English language. Please be attentive to what I'm saying. Dear students, you know that tense is the heart of English grammar, and the usages of the verb in a tense is also the heart of the tense. So today we will try to understand how we can use tenses in different clauses. So while we are going to use the tenses in different clauses, we have to remember that there must be a good connection between the clauses. One clauses will be related to another in keeping pace with the usages of the verb. So dear viewers, what I am going to tell you that when you are going to make the usages of the sequence of tenses, you have to know first of all what is sequence of tense. So dear students, what is a sequence of tense? We know that sequence means some result or outcome of some previous activities. Some result or outcome of some previous activities, some offshoot of some previous activities. That means the consequence will be followed by the future actions and also will focus the result of the previous actions. Suppose, please try to understand driver. The driver was punished for his reckless driving. Reckless driving. So dear viewers, from this sentence you can try to understand what is sequence of tense. So today's lecture is on the sequence of tense. Sequence of tense. Sequence of tense. So the driver was punished for his reckless driving. This means the driver was driving some car or some bus recklessly, and the reason for that and that is why he was punished. So there is the main fact is that he was driving recklessly, and this was the reason, and as a result of the fact he was punished. So the result of his punishment is the post action of his previous misdeed. That means the sequence sometimes maybe some unpleasant or some unwanted activities or result. So dear viewers, please try to understand what is sequence of tense. I like to tell you that when we are going to discuss the sequence of tense, you have to remember two things. The sequence of tense generally occurs in the complex sentence. And in the complex sentence, there are more than one subordinate clauses sometime, or there may be at least one at least a subordinate clause with the main clause. So in the complex sentence there must be a main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. But while we are going to use the verbs between the clauses, we have to remember two things. The verbs must be correlated with each other. That means the verbs in the main clause must be related to the verbs in the subordinate clause. Please be attentive and you will understand. I think he is sure that he will pass the exam. So dear students, please try to understand. He is sure that he will pass the exam. He is sure that he will pass the exam. So what is the sequence of tense here? In the main clause you say this is the present indefinite tense. He is sure. This is the present indefinite tense or present simple tense, and this is the subordinate clause started with the subordinate conjunction that. So that he will pass the exam, is the subordinate clause. So what has happened here? You please look at the whiteboard. That he will pass the exam. He will pass the exam. This is the future indefinite tense, and before that we can say he is sure. This is the main clause and is written in the present indefinite. So from the common point of view we can tell that a present indefinite tense may be sometimes added to some future indefinite tense. As a result of the present indefinite tense, the future indefinite tense will occur. As a result of the present indefinite tense, the future indefinite tense will occur. If he does the good activities, if the students reads well, if the students studies well or works hard for his examinations, and in that case he will pass the examinations. That is the common point of view. So he is sure that he will pass the exam. In this sentence you can understand, so he will pass the exam is the outcome of he is sure, because he has worked hard for the examination. So dear students, you can understand that sequence of tense must be the relationships between the verbs in the main clause and that of the subordinate clause. I think you can understand. If there is any problem, if you can understand any rule or comment what I'm telling you, please let me know in the comment box. So dear students, let's get started and the next rule. So what I'm telling you, while you are going to make the use of sequence of tense, while you are making the solving the problems of sequence of tense, you have to remember two things. First of all, you have to know what tense is it in the main clause. What tense is it in the main clause, and according to that tense, what will be the tense in the subordinate clause. And in this context I like to tell you that if the main clause MC main clause, if the main clause is present indefinite, I like to show you this according to the chart. Please try to understand. Main clause, main clause, main clause, subordinate clause, subordinate clause. So main clause present indefinite tense, present indefinite tense. Subordinate clause may be present indefinite tense, present indefinite. Subordinate clause may be future indefinite. Subordinate clause may be past indefinite. Subordinate clause may be present perfect. Subordinate clause may be present perfect. So, four things happen here. Four things, four sentences may take place in this case in the subordinate clause. Dear students, when the main clause is in the present indefinite tense, so you have to remember in the subordinate clause the sequence of tense may be present indefinite, may be future indefinite, may be past indefinite, may be present perfect, may be present perfect. I like to discuss. Just try to understand. So, what I am telling you, the main clause is in the present indefinite. Suppose he said that he will come home. He said that this is the he says so this is the present indefinite, and this is the future indefinite. Number one. Number two, Hasan tells that he is sick today. Dear students, please try to understand. Hasan tells that he is sick today. So this is present indefinite. And this is also present indefinite. Present simple or present indefinite. Present indefinite. Dear students, I think you can understand. So he says present indefinite. He will come home, future indefinite. Hasan tells present indefinite. He is sick today is also present indefinite. Connected by a conjunction. So this is the subordinate clause, present indefinite. The subordinate clause in this case is future indefinite. And third of all, you see I like to tell you that it is 5 years. It is 5 years since I saw Meena. So dear students, you can see this is the present indefinite and this is the past indefinite. This is the past indefinite. So present indefinite with future indefinite, present indefinite with present indefinite, present indefinite with past indefinite. And last of all, present indefinite You just try to understand. Number 4, present indefinite with the present perfect. He says now. He says now that he has made a mistake. A mistake. So, dear students, he says now that he has made a mistake. He says now. This is the present indefinite, and he has made a mistake. That he has made a mistake. So, dear students, please try to understand. This is the present indefinite tense, and this is the present perfect tense. And moreover, we can also use present indefinite tense with the present continuous tense sometime. Present indefinite tense with the present continuous tense sometime. Suppose Hassan says he is going out now. Hassan says he is going out now. So, dear students, you can try to understand. This is the direct speech or direct narration. So, in this case, we can also write like this way. Hassan says he is going out now. This is possible. So, this is the present continuous. This is the present continuous in the direct space, and this is the present indefinite. Hassan says present indefinite. So, present indefinite can be connected with the present continuous. But I like to tell you that this can be written like this way. Hassan says that he is going out now. You can also write like this way, because if according to the changing rules of the narration, you see that if the reported verb is present form, then the tense of the reported speech is not sense. So, like that way, we can write Hassan says that he is going out now. So, dear students, you can understand how we can use sequence of tense, and today the tips what I delivered to you is the tips which I delivered to you are not so much, but there are many rules I will also provide in course of time. And today I like to tell you one thing, that while you are going to use the sequence of tense or making some problems solved in your learning, you must remember to think that the verbs are, while using sequence of tense, the verbs of the subordinate clause must be correspond to the verbs of the main clauses. So, verbs of the subordinate clauses must correspond to the verbs of the main clauses of the main clause. So, in this case, you have to know the common rule of using the tenses in the complex sentence. So, I think you could have understood, and if there is any problem, please let me know. And till then, I wish you best of luck. Thank you, everybody.